Scott Addict RC20. Ah! You guys, I finally found one. And just first and foremost, before we get into the video, I just want to thank Tune Cycles. They are the ones who actually have this bike in stock, the Scott Addict RC 2022. I will be linking their website, their phone number, and also their Instagram page down below. They have these bikes available in stock. They also have another one. This is the RC20. They also have an RC10 that we'll be doing a video review on just as soon as possible. So thank you again to Tune Cycles. And oh, hold on a second. Thank you, FedEx. This video is not sponsored by FedEx. So. Okay, anyways, before we get into the video, guys, 2022 Scott Addict RC20, size extra small, a 49, weighed in right around 18 pounds. Sorry about the kilos, you guys can figure that out. This is their bike that retails for $5,800. It's kind of like their, not their entry level, but their mid-tier, so it's coming with aluminum rims. So those aluminum rims are very heavy and chunky, so just keep that in mind. That's why it's around that 18 pounds. But the bike in person looks absolutely gorgeous. This is my first time actually getting to see a 2022 Scott Addict RC. They maintained the exact same stuff from last year, just new colors, and then they're also implementing the new Shimano Gruppos on the bikes as soon as we see them. So this is a good sign for all people who want Scott, because they're starting to trickle in down here in South Florida. Hopefully we'll see some. I've been getting some mountain bikes in, but this is my first time actually seeing the new 2022 road bikes. So without further ado, we'll get into it. Again, this is the RC20 extra small. And yeah, so starting off with the top of the handlebars, we have here the aluminum handlebars with the same integration system they ran last year, with the cables running through the handlebars, through the stem, and I'll go over how that works in a second. They have the Scott Synchros tape on here with the Sram Force shifters. It is a 2x12 speed system. It is a wireless shifter with a hydraulic disc brake system as well. In the front, you can see the top, we have the matte paint job with the sparkly teal, it looks like, or blue, and then the Scott decal. It's oh so subtle, which I really like. Very minimalistic. It looks really, really good. And then you have the Scott symbol on the side as well. But the paint job looks gorgeous. It's almost like a green, and then it fades to like a blue purple on the side, and then the logo is like a metallic color. So good job to Scott. They've always done really good paint jobs on that. The tires on here are going to be a Schwalbe 700 by 28 with the gray sidewalls on there. And then we have the through axle for the front brake. And then it is a 160 millimeter front rotor with the Sram Force flat mount disc brake calipers. They also have over here, that's a braided one too. That's the Scott Addict RC10 right there that we'll be doing in a second. They also have on here the magnetic disc brake cover, which I've always gave them credit for. You have the Torx in the front right here, and it's just a little magnetic cover plate. I think it looks way cleaner than just putting the screws in the back. Again, kudos to Scott to being innovative. I would love to see more companies do this. This type of stuff, I know it's very small, but it really gets me going on that kind of situation. You have a through axle right here, which is a 6 millimeter. And the one thing that's cool is that Scott does give you a little removable lever from the rear that can be swapped from the front to rear. And it can also be doubled as a tool. So if you need to remove this front wheel, you can do so with that. The rims are a Scott Synchros rim. They're tubeless ready, but the tires are tube only. So if you want to go tubeless, you would have to swap out these tires to put a tubeless tire on there. Okay, so for the integration system, you guys can see there are no cables being ran underneath here. These spacers do break away, so if you do want to lower this without cutting it, you can. Scott does give you that capability, but the cables are ran through the handlebar, through the stem, and then they pop out through the top right here. This little plate up top here removes, and the cables go here. You can actually run a longer stem without changing out your hydraulic cable lines, which is pretty cool. I thought for the longest time that you would have to redo all the cable lines. No, you don't have to disconnect any shifters, anything like that. This all comes off, this comes off. You can change out the stem, the cables go right through here, and you're good to go. So again, good job to Scott to making this integrated system. It is a bulkier system with these spacers, but they give you a lot of room to work, so I'm a big fan of that as a mechanic. They have the half matte paint job up top, and then it fades to the RC gloss with the RC logo in gloss, and you have the little nod to the Addict right there as well. Going down the paint job, it reminds me a lot of like the Sagan paint job they had back in the day. You have the metallic, the specialized paint job. I don't know why I said that, but you have the metallic Scott look right here, and then it fades to a gloss black. So it's literally a sparkly color and fades to a gloss black, which looks really cool. It's kind of like a gunmetal black. You have the 20 symbol right here to let you know what model it is. You have the Scott water bottle bolts right here. And keep in mind, anything on Scott stem bolts, water bottle bolts, through axles. It's usually all gonna be Torx, so these are T25s or T20s. So you're gonna need probably a different tool set if you're looking at that. The crank is a SRAM dub force crank with a carbon fiber crank arm, dub bottom bracket, and dub crank arm spindle. You get a 4835 chainring. This is not a cork power meter, but you can add a power meter to it later. That's why it says power ready. It doesn't mean it comes with power. It just means that you can add a chainring to it later that actually takes power. So keep that in mind. SRAM Force front derailleur, SRAM Force flat top chain, and then going to the rear, we have the new SRAM Force cassette. I believe this is a, I want to say 1030, it looks like. And the reason why you're not seeing any more black anodized cassettes is because I touched on this. They made this to a chrome finish now. They're actually getting complaints of the SRAM Force being a little bit more noisier than what it should be. They figured out that the reason was that the black coating on the SRAM Force was causing that a little bit more chatter. It was almost like the black anodized on the chain was causing more chatter. So they just went with a normal finish, and now it is a little bit less noisy, which is great. SRAM Force rear derailleur, you have the rear battery, you have the front battery there. They are interchangeable. They are wireless as well, very easy to swap. And then we have, again, like I said, the lowered seat stays, the gloss paint job. It looks really good. Again, these Scott Synchros wheels, and then the Schwalbe 700 by 28C tires. Gray sidewalls, tube only tire. Rims are tubeless ready. Change out the tire, you can make them tubeless. You have your integrated proprietary Scott Synchros seat posts. This is where you tighten it down right here. This is your pinch bolt right here. It's a 3mm Allen key. This is a proprietary seat post, and then you have their Belcara saddle. A very comfortable, wide saddle. No cutout, but preference is in the eye of the beholder. And yeah. Oh, bottom bracket is their standard press fit. It's not threaded. It is just their press fit bottom bracket, so keep that in mind. Rear rotor is a 160mm rotor, and let me show you how this tool operates. So we go ahead and remove this, like so. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about, though. This is what I'm talking about with struggle with parts. Shimano disc brake locks on a SRAM bike. I don't know why SRAM sells rotors without the center lock for that. Shimano sells it or Shimano includes it with the rotors. SRAM, you need to start including with the rotors these locks. Even for the whole kit, they don't do it. So let's say you get a flat for the front, or you want to remove your front wheel. You go ahead and remove this right here. Wiggle this back and forth. It's much easier with two hands, but keep that in mind. On here you have a T25, so you can actually tighten up your stem or change it if you need to. You can actually lower or remove your water bottle bolts as well, and then you can put it into the front of your bike to remove the through axle. So very nifty that they give you an onboard tool that not only doubles as a lever to remove your through axle, but if you need to make adjustments to your bike as well, like changing the stem, or if you're in a horrific accident and your stem turns, you can change it back. But look at this paint job. Let's give some time to admire this paint job right here. Look at this. Look at the way the sun hits. It's like a deep blue on this side, and then if you go to the other side, it's like a Miami's Dolphins blue. Gorgeous bike. Absolutely love the Scott Addicts. I love how they're made. Like I said, I think Scott is one of the best companies out there for best price point. I know this is $5,800 for SRAM Force with no carbon wheels, but if you look at the market of where everyone else gives similar bikes with cheaper components, I think this does a really good job. But that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thank you guys again so much. Stay tuned to the free body sound test on these Synchros aluminum wheels. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. All right, so we have here the Scott Addict RC20 with the Synchros aluminum wheels and their own Synchros free body in here. SRAM XDR free body. Here comes the free body sound test right now. All right, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thank you guys again so much, and thank you, a big shout out again to Tune Cycles for letting me actually get a chance to show off this beautiful bike. That's gonna do it for this video, guys. Bye.